In the distant future, an enigmatic organization has confined millions of individuals in underground shelters. Here, they are coerced into assuming the role of bloggers, compelled to conduct perpetual live streams to procure their necessities for survival. Who were we before this ordeal? A young man awakens in a dimly lit chamber, disoriented and bewildered about his surroundings. Initially, he scrutinizes the walls in search of an exit, but finds none. Suddenly, his attention is drawn to a monitor emitting a solitary word, share. Attempting various permutations of the term exit proves futile as the computer rejects them, persistently urging him to share. Complying with the command, the broadcast instantaneously commences. With time ticking away, the young man endeavors to pose inquiries. His thoughts race back to his beloved dog, awaiting his return, longing for a sip of water that eludes him. In response to his query, an unfamiliar option materializes. Boo, alas, devoid of funds, he grapples with the perplexity of acquiring water. Soon the man comes to the realization that actual individuals are observing his live streams. However, he remains uncertain about what content to present to his audience. Experimenting with various expressions, he inadvertently tumbles and expresses discomfort, prompting viewers to send donations. The influx of currency allows him to make purchases, albeit modest ones. He procures a single bowl of pet food, which materializes within a niche in the wall. Expressing frustration, he attempts to return the item, but finds no option to do so. Hungry, he resorts to consuming the pet food, occasionally emitting dog-like sounds. Surprisingly, this leads to a surge in viewership and contributions. Subsequently, he decides to invest in clothing, though the garments turn out to be unsuitable for his gender. Distressed by this revelation, he experiences a moment of despair and confusion. Nonetheless, he regains composure and initiates a new broadcast, entertaining his audience through various antics. Over time, he acquires additional possessions, including a t-shirt and an inflatable mattress, gradually adapting to his peculiar circumstances. Days pass, and the man indulges in a satisfying meal, accompanied by alcohol. Frustrated, he attempts to destroy the monitor, resulting in the cessation of broadcasts. Desperate for forgiveness, he pleads with the computer, but his appeals remain unanswered. In a final act of desperation, he begs for release, succumbing to tears. As his despair peaks, he resigns himself to his fate, lying down on the floor in resignation. Suddenly, the monitor flickers to life, revealing another individual in a similar room. Introducing himself, the stranger explains the existence of system glitches, but assures him of newfound access to the broader network. They engage in conversation late into the night, discussing the intricacies of their surreal predicament. Despite the stranger's verbosity and occasional tangents, the man finds solace in their connection. However, his attention is piqued when he hears the stranger coughing. Attempting to reach out, he dials the stranger's channel number, only to encounter a cook, instructing viewers on culinary techniques. Intrigued, he explores other channels, discovering a myriad of individuals sharing their expertise on various topics. One particular athlete captures his attention, leading to prolonged fascination. Eventually, he connects with a broadcaster discussing near-death experiences, sparking a profound conversation that leaves a lasting impact. Meanwhile, the young man continues his acrobatic endeavors, garnering modest donations from viewers. Following an unsuccessful somersault, he reclines on his mattress, prompting the adult man to request food, citing the value of his time. Obliging, the young man procures the requested sustenance. Reflecting on their respective numbers, 14 for the young man and 6 for the adult, their conversation turns philosophical. Speculations abound within the network regarding their mysterious captors, ranging from extraterrestrial beings to elaborate simulations. One individual posits a theory of collective dreaming, igniting spirited debates among the captives. Dismissing these notions, the man contends that bloggers are complicit in their predicament, having constructed their own virtual reality. He nostalgically recalls his past marriage to a celebrity, a sentiment echoed by the young man, who fondly reminisces about the star's music. Together, they harmonize in a duet, finding solace in shared memories amidst their digital confines. At night, the young man reconnects to the girl's yoga channel, admiring her practice before sending a donation. In the morning, he purchases furniture for himself, engaging once more with the man's insights. Emphasizing the need for constant evolution, the man advises the young man to diversify his content to maintain viewer interest and financial support. Inspired by this advice, the young man ventures into new genres, experimenting with stand-up comedy, physical exercises, cooking, singing, and magic tricks, attracting new audiences and increasing donations. During his nocturnal gymnastics session with the girl he admires, he also buys medicine for the man. However, a purchasing error leads him to inadvertently intrude on a woman showering. Incensed by the intrusion, she accuses him of being a kidnapper until he explains his own captivity. Proposing the establishment of rules, the woman initiates a dialogue with the man, questioning his experiences in the bunker and expressing hope for escape attempts. Recalling his failed attempt to damage the monitor, the young man ponders the need to exploit vulnerabilities in the system, a sentiment echoed by the woman as they collectively strategize their next moves. The young man mentions the idea of escape, prompting an immediate deduction in donations, indicating the presence of surveillance and security measures. Perplexed, the woman questions the purpose behind their confinement, noting that if their captors intended punishment, they could have simply left them to die without sustenance. However, they are provided with food and comfort, raising the question of why they were chosen for this fate. Admitting his lack of significance before his captivity, the young man acknowledges the improved quality of life he enjoys in the bunker. He creates a small show using socks as puppets, entertaining the viewers with various performances that please the man and boost donations. On one occasion, he gifts the woman a shower curtain, inadvertently upsetting her as she values her independence. In the ensuing days, the young man begins teaching drawing lessons, injecting humor into the sessions, despite his own lack of artistic skill. Using himself as a model, he garners positive feedback from viewers, enabling him to further furnish his room with their donations. However, the woman eventually reaches her breaking point, advocating for a revolution and urging the others to rise up against their captors. This proposal sparks a heated debate among the trio, with the man arguing that their current situation affords them a better life than before. After the man falls ill that night, his cough worsens, leading to a seizure that causes his face to press against the monitor, rendering him unable to move. The young man desperately appeals to their subscribers for assistance, hoping someone may know how to help. Meanwhile, the woman attempts to navigate the computer menu in search of a solution, but inadvertently triggers a fire in the man's room, leaving him to burn before her eyes, helpless to intervene. The tragedy plunges them into a state of despair and tears, leading to a period of silence between them. Eventually, the young man reaches out to her, attempting to absolve her of guilt for the man's death. He puts on a show for her, hoping to lift her spirits. In a moment of vulnerability, she confesses her desire to get drunk, and they order alcohol, while reminiscing about their last moments of freedom. As they drink, they recall their inability to remember how they ended up in the bunker. Sharing a dance in their respective cells, they reflect on the old man's voice, with the young man suggesting that perhaps there are others who can replicate her actions to find a hidden function that could help them escape. Going live, the young man addresses their audience, detailing the anomalies in the system, and proposing that if they work together, they may find a way to hack the bunker's controls. Their conversation is joined by the athlete, who expresses contentment with her current autonomy, but pledges to take care of herself in the meantime. As the athlete bids farewell to her new friends, the young man and the woman delve into the mysterious messages sent by other bloggers, finding warm support from some. Later, he reconnects with the athlete, who shares her secret to success, spreading joy. She emphasizes that while misfortune exists everywhere, so does happiness, and it's up to each person to choose their path. Encouraged by her words, the young man joins her in a breathing exercise. When the woman joins their conversation, she analyzes the unknown functions they've received, suggesting that some bloggers can control ventilation and even move the walls, indicating different rooms at varying distances. To dismantle the bunker, she proposes constructing a map of connections. However, the young man urges caution, preferring not to rush into action. Suddenly, the woman grabs scissors and cuts her hair, explaining it as a distraction for the bunker's creators, hoping to divert attention from their dangerous conversations. Later, the young man systematically investigates the numbered rooms, discovering an old hobby he once pursued. At night, he joins the athlete's broadcast, where she advocates for happiness in the present moment, sparking a debate between the women. The athlete accuses the woman of violence against others, while the woman suggests the athlete may be their kidnapper. Concerned about losing his audience, the young man goes live once more, seeking reassurance from his viewers. As the number of votes rises to several million, the young man feels elated, but the athlete is outraged by his surpassing her channel reputation. A conflict ensues between the women, The athlete demands an end to external influence on the system, while the woman urges greater efforts. Suddenly, the woman's room ignites, and a downpour falls on her rival's room. Helpless, the young man watches as both of his friends perish, grieving their loss. When a door opens to a bright, sunny day behind him, the young man is incredulous. Approaching the threshold, he hesitates, but then his monitor springs to life, casting doubt on his reality. Returning to the screen, he shouts that they've achieved success through unity. However, as he rejoices, the door closes, and he resumes his role, observing the rapid increase in votes and donations on his monitor. Through the character's experiences, one can observe the stages of immersion in online existence, where a gadget becomes the mediator between personality and others. Ultimately, the story reflects on life's pursuits, highlighting good intentions and talents trivially spent in the pursuit of validation through likes.